Good morning. It is Friday for real. I'm not pre-recording this. I'm recording this on Friday. And Bobby is back home and I am back at school. And so I wanted to go over thinking patterns again because we are adding multiplication and division. And today what you will be doing is deciding which operation to choose in word problems. Okay, so I feel like thinking patterns help us understand which operation to choose when we can read a word problem and really understand what is happening. So I'm going to show you what an anchor chart that I just pushed out to your class notebook last night. So what I want you to do is you would go to yourself, so I'll pick Riley, and you would pick Journal and Resources. This is where I push out your videos. Actually, no, I forgot. I added videos, didn't I? So, but this is where I put notes. This is where I put anchor charts. This is where I put usually vocabulary. Oh, you have your own vocabulary tab. It is early. Whew. Okay, let's click on anchor chart thinking patterns. Remember, we went over this last week, but I'm just going to review these. Okay, so some more means we have some, we're bringing in some more, and we're looking for the total. An example is there are 3 birds flying. There are 2 birds in the air. How many birds are there all together? Okay, you're looking for the total, so you are adding the 2 parts together. Some went away. You have a total, you have some, then some got taken away, and what we're looking for is what was left. Another way this question could be asked is you have a total, they have given you a total, and some went away. They told you how many is left, and they're asking you how many went away. So an example is Eric had 5 pencils. He gave 2 away. How many does he have left? Whole, part. Oh, I forgot to mention, what operation do we use when we take some away? We're removing things. That is subtraction. Another subtraction thinking pattern is we have a whole that is made up of parts that we're separating, okay? When you have a whole and you have separated a part and it asks what's the other part, that is whole, part. So one example is there are 9 crayons on the desk. 4 of the crayons are yellow. The rest are blue. There are 2 parts, right? There's 2 types of crayons. There's 9 altogether, but some are red and some are yellow. I'm sorry, some are blue and some are yellow. And it asks how many are blue. You're separating them into parts. That is subtraction. Another subtraction thinking pattern is bigger, smaller, difference. So we have our big number and we have a small number, and we are comparing the 2. What's the difference between the 2? Remember, if there is the word difference, it must mean we are subtracting. Andre has 3 pencils. Jackson has 2 pencils. How many more pencils does Andre have than Jackson? We would subtract the 2 numbers to find the difference. All right, let's get into groups. Remember what we said on Monday, or Tuesday, what multiplication is. Multiplication is joining equal groups. So when we join groups that are the same, that are equal, that is multiplication. Elijah, Stephanie, and Leo all have 5 pencils each. How many pencils are there all together? So we're looking for a total. We multiply our groups. Well, there were 3 people, right? So that would be 1. And how many are in each group? Well, we said they each have 5 pencils. So we would multiply 3 times 5 to find out how many pencils there are all together. And then we have the opposite of joining groups. It's separating our groups. That is division. When we have a whole and we break up that whole into equal groups, it's kind of like whole, part, but in whole, part, our parts can all be different sizes. But in groups each total separate, our groups are all the same size. So for example, there are 15 pencils. That sounds like a total to me. Mrs. Wagner is giving Elijah, Stephanie, and Leo all the same number of pencils. Sounds like equal groups. How many pencils will Stephanie get? So in groups each total, what you're looking for is either how many are in each group, just like this question, how many will each student get, or how many will Stephanie get? And or they are asking how many groups are there. So another way the question could be asked is, there are 15 pencils. Each of Mrs. Wagner's student will get 5 pencils. How many students does Mrs. Wagner have? Okay, so you're breaking up the 15 into groups of 5. So the question is, how many groups are there? That would be 15 divided by 5, 3. Okay. So that is all for today. I am also going to add a short video about about division, where you can use reverse multiplication, because I think if you have forgotten how to divide, that will help you for today. Okay? I hope you'll have a great Friday, and I'll see you at the Zoom.